My grandma used to make, she had a baked macaroni and cheese that she would make. That was so good. And she'd make a little roux and she would make a cheese sauce, kind of the way I said, like melting down a bunch of different cheeses into the roux. She'd always put a little American cheese in there, just a little bit, because she just liked the flavor. But it was mostly like hard cheeses that she would melt down into a liquid, so it would, work well. And she would take this big glass dish that I inherited from her. I have it. She'd take this one, she would always do it in the same glass dish. It's one of those really old Pyrex ones. So the Pyrex that, I don't know if you remember back in the day when they made glass that you could bake and you could like put straight in the fridge while still hot and it wouldn't shatter and XYZ. She had one of those. So she would prep it and put it in the fridge the day before and let it sit overnight. And then the next day while cold, she'd take it and then throw it into the oven straight. And she'd always be like, look at this Pyrex. Look at this. Look at that. Look at the Pyrex. And she'd put it in the in the oven. She'd be like, you could do it cold. And for years, she would always exclaim, my God, look at this Pyrex, as she puts it from the fridge into the oven. And I was like, yep, we get it, Grandma. Yep, they've been doing it for years. And she'd be like, can you imagine? Because of course she grew up not being able to do that. So like it was always special to her. So she would put it in there and she would do like this crusty layer of whatever on the top, like a really nice crust would form. Oh my God. It was so good. It was so good. It was so delicious. Was it dry though? No. Hers was not dry. She would do it so that the cheese sauce that she made, that she mixed in and threw into the bowl, was quite wet. And part of leaving it overnight was that liquid would soak into the par-cooked macaroni a little bit, which if you ate it just then would be disgusting in this par-cooked macaroni that's now waterlogged a little. Gross. But then once you bake it, some of that moisture leaves, but it's still left pretty moist because she like overdoes it at the beginning. Just her ratios were just good. And her ratio of oil to water in there, or fats, milk fats to water really, in there was really, really, really good. Yeah, she just had a way, I don't know, her recipe was just really good. And letting it sit overnight also helped because that moisture by it getting into the noodles meant that when you were baking it, it had a harder time leaching out. Whereas if it was just in that sauce and that in between, it'd be touching that airspace and it would just steam out, right? But she would do that. She would also leave it covered for most of the cook time. And then she'd like whack up the temperature a little bit and pull the cover off at the end to create that crust instead of leaving it open the whole time. So try messing with your ratios. And then I think honestly, if you do a normal baked mac and cheese recipe, but leave it covered first and then pull the lid off. You could even throw it under a broiler for a bit, or if real way is probably to sit there and blowtorch it. That's the way, man. I've never made baked mac myself or have a recipe because I've never had baked that was good. Dude. When you do find a good recipe, life-changing. Life-changing. Hot take, baked pasta in general is almost always better than non-baked. I think that means personally that you haven't been having a lot of good pasta, which I will say, I think any chain pasta I've had really sucked. But I also come from a place where everyone makes really good pasta. So I see you saying that and go, nah. But also I think a lot of people don't have access to good pasta. They have access to so I get it. Like when someone says, I don't like Mexican food, I'm like, hey, I understand if you're from the Midwest and you say that because the Mexican food you have there is not Mexican food and it's disgusting. So I'm not going to be like, shut the hell up, idiot. I'm going to be like, oh, you poor thing. You've not been to southern Texas or the Southwest or Mexico itself. I understand, Like you can't get mad at it. You're just like, damn, that's so sad that they've never been anywhere that has the good. Big fan of stuffed shells. I like stuffed shells, but there's so many better sauces and things. That one's a very American creation. I don't know. A lot of American Italian food though is still really good, but you gotta only the good in parts of Chicago and New York, really. Are you a fat bitch IRL? I wish, dude. I have some health issues that make it hard for me to eat as much as I want. I wish, dude. I'd say I'm a fat ass at heart. Like I like eating stuff that's like not good for me, but I can't eat a lot of it. I used to be able to eat a lot, and then after my health, I can't like eat that much in one sitting. But I still have that problem where I like put a lot of food on my plate and then don't finish it, and I feel like a piece of every time. I'm like, I've been really good at like taking a bit and then eating, and then if I need more, taking more. But like I'd be loading up my plate like I could still eat that much. No way. I used to eat a lot when I was doing a lot of sports and stuff though. When I was like working out a lot, because like that gets used right up. Burn it like a coal engine, man. But yeah, man, you eat vicariously through Joey Chestnut. Mm-hmm. He's my inspiration because one of the things I had to do post surgery and post having like all my health was I had to like essentially stretch my stomach out again. Because when I was really ill, I really couldn't eat much at all at a time for so long. And my stomach just kind of shrank. Didn't realize how fast that happens. It just shrinks. And then I also had other health things that like affected that my ability to then eat a lot and like get back to normal with that. But it just, part of it was also just that it plain shrank. So I had to eat until it hurt, like a lot. And it was really making me hate food. Like it was, no, even if you eat your favorite thing, if you have to keep eating it until you're full, you know, when you're really full, your body, like your mouth area is just like rejecting the food. It's just like, oh, I can't take anymore, you know? I had to do that. And visually I'd look at the food and be like, oh, I could crush that. That's no problem. That's not that much. But that was not the reality of like my stomach, you know? So I'd be eating and trying to like, trying to get all that food in me. And it was just like, I just felt sick all the time. Didn't your tumor push on your stomach and malform your insides? Yeah, that was a lot of side effects from that and some other things, but that was like one of the main issues. Yeah, just the simple mass effect. But yeah, I like lost a lot of stomach muscle, for example. You lose it so quickly, but then getting it back is really hard, really hard. And yeah, it made me hate food for a while. That's a part of why I snack so much on stream, especially, is like eating often is a lot easier for me than eating a lot in one sitting. I'm way better now than I used to be with it. I feel like I can eat a semi-normal amount now in one sitting, but it took a long while to like do that, man. Oh. And I had, you know, at least 6 months, but pretty much a year of not being able to eat normal amounts. And it was a slow thing, so I like didn't realize until it was like far along. But yeah, like you said even 1 week in the hospital wrecks muscles so fast. Yeah, imagine it for that many months. It was crazy.